Hello, it's you, and you're very welcome to join us back again. Today we're going to show you how to recycle even more household rubbish and turn it into something usable or fantastically nice. So what we're going to make today is a fairy house from a glass jar or something like that. So we're going to end up with something like this, with nice windows. And I'll tell you right now what you need. So you need a glass jar of some description. It can be, or a plastic jar. If you want to have windows that you can see through, if you're going to light this up, then you'll need something plastic or glass. So I chose this lovely salt cellar. It was going to head towards the bin, and I thought that looks like a nice basis to make a fairy house. So with this, and I decided to use Play-Doh to cover it like a clay to make it look authentic. So with the Play-Doh then, that's where we start. You get your jar, or whichever container that you want to use, and you start to decide what colours you're going to have. So I thought purple would be a nice colour to use for the fairies, because it's a nice magical colour and one of my favourites. Now, I didn't have purple Play-Doh, so I had to make my own purple Play-Doh. And you make purple by mixing two colours together. Can you guess which two colours make purple? Okay, it is red and blue. Very good. So all you need to do to make purple Play-Doh is to take some red and then some blue and just mash them together. So you just keep rolling, rolling, and finally you'll get a nice purple. So if you want to change the depth of the colour, you can add more blue, it will get darker. You can add more red, it will get more purpley. And also other colours that we have. Basically in the Play-Doh you get the primary colours, the red, yellow, green and blue. And that can be enough to work with. They're nice bright colours to make fairy houses. So these are just variations. If you have white, you can add that to red to make a nice pink, or brighten the other colours up to get other colours. So you can add yellow to red to get a nice orange colour. Okay, so when you get the colour that you want to use on the fairy house for your walls, we'll also need some card as well for this, okay, just to make a nice shape for the roof, mushroom shape. So keep mixing the Play-Doh together until you've got a nice even colour, okay, and then when you've got your colour ready, it's time then to start creating the walls of the house. So take a piece of the Play-Doh and add it onto your glass jar or your plastic container, and just press and press that down until you get a nice even coverage, and it'll start to look like a little clay house, little clay walls. Okay, so just continue with that process until you have the entire thing covered. Okay, and then when you've got the entire container covered, it'll be time to then think about the roof and then decoration and things like the door. Okay, so on the one that I made, I did cut out a piece of card for the roof to give it a nice mushroom shape, and then I added the Play-Doh on top of that, and then above the door a piece of card and covered that in Play-Doh as well. So I'll just show you quickly how to do that. And then, okay, where is my piece of card? So a piece of card, this is just done roughly. Of course you're going to take your time and do it nice and neat. So just a circle of card, and then you cut a strip into the middle center of the circle, and then fold that over to give you the cone shape. Okay, so glue that down with some glue stick or PVA glue. If you're using PVA glue, you might need something to hold it in place for a while. I always use one of these, a nice clothes peg, and that will hold that in place until the glue dries. So we'll set that aside until we're ready for that. Okay, and then we'll continue with the rest of the fairy house. So one other thing that you might need is just a little something sharp, not too sharp that it's dangerous, but I have a little screwdriver here, and that was really handy for cutting out the windows. So if I could just cut out a window here, a nice arch shaped window, I think would be good for the shape of that house. So we just use, maybe even a butter knife would be good for this. So you cut round into the shape, and then you just use your implement to take out that piece of Play-Doh that you don't want, and that leaves you with a nice window there. And then because you're using a glass or plastic container, it's see-through, and that means then if you when you're finished, then if you light this up from the bottom, the light's going to come up right through and shine out through the window. Okay, so you can get as decorative as you like and get as much detail on there as possible. You can even make a little frame for the window. So I'll just do some idea here for you very quickly. Do like a little wooden frame up and across. Okay, and we'll see how that goes. So you could do something like that, or window sills like I've done on this one, and I've done that in a different colour to make it stand out. Okay, so just continue putting the Play-Doh onto the container till it's all completely covered, and then you start to cut out your windows and then your door. For the door, I just used a piece of card, cut it round in kind of a semicircle, like an archway. So I'll just show you that now. So a piece of card, cut that sort of shape, and to cut the corners off that so it's nice and rounded. Okay, so that sort of shape, and then that will be able to go into the Play-Doh just there, and then you put your door in underneath in a different colour of Play-Doh, and then you coat that as well in the Play-Doh until it's all evenly added in. Then for your roof as well, once the glue has dried and you're left with the cone shape, it's easy enough just to start adding some Play-Doh onto the roof, and that's all you do there is flatten it out on top of the card with your fingers, and just continue all the way around. And if you want to do a mushroom effect, then you can do little spots of different colours like I've done, but just get creative with it, get crazy with it, make it your own, to your own style, and when you're complete then you can decorate it. So you've got green Play-Doh, then you can maybe make some flowers if you're very creative. If you're not so good at making things but you're good at drawing, you could use your knife or implement to carve out different things, maybe even wee bricks, just wee different details that'll make it look authentic. So that's it, get creative with it, and as always, if you have managed to make something, we'd love to see it, so post your pictures of it up online, and we'll love to get a look at that. Okay, so this is what it will look like when it's all done, and luckily enough I had one of these little display things that changes colour at the bottom, and I've just put the the fairy house on top of that and let the colours shine up through. So you can see the coloured light coming up there through the window and through the parts of the Play-Doh that are thin along the bottom. So I've left the bottom clear so that lets the light come up through. So that's the kind of thing that we're wanting to make today, and we really hope that you do something like that and let us see that and share that with us. So thanks for joining us today, and hope to see you soon in the next video.